All right, hi guys. I will call this video "Own Your Own Problems." Very recently I was reminded about stuff that can kind of jump at you without you even waiting, and it was really ugly, and I'm actually declaring myself again to be gangstalked. And not just that, situation that happened with me forced me to rethink my mother's sickness. I think something was done to her in 2016, and which made it partially brain damage of some kind. So I will let maybe there is medical gangstalking as well. But anyway, I will start about owning your problems. What happens is sometimes you choose to ignore stuff, but it's growing without your control. On the other hand, you don't want to know anything about it because you haven't done anything, but yet they can be a massive problem. Sometimes it can kind of snowball on you and or jump at you in a time when it's not needed for you specifically. And I will talk about one case. A few months ago, I did a video about why target individuals when they gangstalked, they are accused of crimes sometimes, and why so often it happens. But the thing is, I talked about it then that the people who are gangstalked are not actually free. They will have pressure on them through enforcement, and because gangstalkers cannot confront you directly through enforcement, they will create some kind of a crime or petty crime or even big crime when you're getting away, and then when you're least ready, they jump at you with this. It's done on purpose. If you try to leave, either leave the city where you live, or the state, or something else, you kind of get your freedom back in a way, then they will use it that you in a way are running and avoid prosecution of some kind. That's why sometimes these crimes are take long time. They kind of span over time or over months or a year. This is done on purpose, that any time, as I said, you have this window to leave, stop being harassed, then they will use this thing on you. Very often actually it's done through work, because if you work like Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday, you can have a problem. It's done on purpose to keep you under control in a way. Unless you decide the only way to quit is not to quit this thing be done on you, is actually the only thing you can do is to confront directly. But then you can use your employment, and you can kind of they will stop you from making a living. It happens for a lot of TIs and people who are harassed just temporary or for a long time. They have the same thing when they go on forums. They have the same thing. There's always some kind of an issue being created, and very often, as I said, those issues are with ruining your reputation as a ongoing thing all the time. They will look on you that you're moral decay or something like this. By the way, about morality, there is a very interesting point. This point is, for instance, even if you decide to immigrate, and gangstalkers can create a situation that what you will look like you kind of moral, as I said, moral scum in a way. And a lot of countries, especially English-speaking countries, they have this clause: you have to be a person of a good moral character in order to enter to their country. So they can blacklist you, they can do garbage, they create situation. As I said, I'm currently watching one case that may affect you, but what is next, I would like to say. The best thing is confront directly. Don't ever leave something unsettled, okay? You can be threatened with a lawsuit, but the point is, don't forget, the gangstalkers, they don't want exposure either. So what you do, you press and run until you confirm. I will say, just do example. For instance, when I was in Utah, it didn't happen to me, but in general, it just gave me an idea how to proceed. For instance, if you have some kind of a theft at work, or created theft at work, you don't know that. So all you have is some kind of a stuff that's being told to your face, and then a special look, they give this special look that makes you worry. Or for instance, a colleague of yours can start talking that, oh, they're talking about you on the phone. So just kind of get you stressed. And the thing is, as I said, there's not much you can do because it's already past specific point. So the only thing you can do is to confront. And you have to confront without actually confronting the person who even did it to you. There is a lot of cases that companies are involved, but there is a specific procedure within this company. So you have to request a specific procedure to report the case, even though it can be a month later. But you report this case. Not just report this case, you will ask for periodic feedback on continuation, and exactly pointing this. There's a thing called shade throwing, or shadowcasting. It's when, after some kind of a situation where you work place of employment, there's unresolved issue left that can damage your further employment or finding a new employment. Okay? Sometimes it's done on purpose as a conflict management to make sure that employee doesn't succeed. Or it can be absolutely surveillance. That's why you don't touch person or people who got involved. It can be always done later if you need it, but yet you address the management. Actually, more than just one management. Anyway, so here's the point. Own your own problems, because they can come back on you without any of your control, because they can kind of a balloon and present it worse and so on and so on. That's why, right there, people don't like you, who gives a flying fajita? Anyway, this is for today. I will do another video in just a few minutes. I think of something I will just think of. Okay, good evening. Have a good evening, everybody.